pack the same punch if you don't have the loving, caring partner at home.
Hi, Doctor. I thought I'd answer this for you. I'm not a narcissist, but I know what I'm talking about. The scenarios that you brought up, the impulsive going out and cheating and having affairs, this is known as primary supply. Pure, unadulterated, narcissistic supply. It doesn't have to be cajoled or manipulated. It is out of pure desire. Nothing more, nothing less. Done with zero concern or empathy. There's no remorse for doing so. This is about reinstating the grandiosity. This is known as the pathological narcissistic space. This is where they operate. It'll be a chosen place that they go to. It'll be somewhere where they're known. And it'll be somewhere where they can operate with impunity. In regards to moving on to the next person, we need to understand the internal working model of the narcissist. The narcissist created a false self to fight the persecutory introjects that were his parents or his caregivers from some kind of institution, somewhere where there was perfunctory care, neglect, basically. So let's go with the covert. They couldn't identify with the bad object, so they went inwards and created a self-reliant version of mother. An internalized version which is driven through narcissistic libido. This version of mother merged with the false self when it actualized, when the false self became larger than the true self. The grandiose, superior, unaccountable self. And as a narcissistic relationship progresses and they devalue the internal snapshot they took of us, an internal vision which they held inside, in which all conversations happened with. So once that's been devalued, it'll stay devalued and it'll get more devalued until they discard us and we become that persecutory introject. We go from being an idealized introject to being a persecutory introject. They must discard us. And to reinstate the false self back to its grandeur and superiority, it must merge with another internal snapshot of another object that it desires to help it individuate away from the persecutory interjects that sort of curtail and persecute their life. So in short, the primary supply is the unadulterated narcissistic supply. Secondary supply is us, the victims, the regulator of their emotional state. To recognise this in the beginning, all we have to do is think back to the very first few meetings we had with them and the excitedness and the giddiness of them. This is known as narcissistic elation. This is the merging of our internal snapshot with the false self. This is the shared fantasy. We're not an external object to the narcissist. We are an internal object to the narcissist. And everything that goes on in the relationship is internal. None of it is externalized. None of it. We are merely a regulator for their emotions. Peace out. Hope that helps. That's what happens.